it was already a luxury and it was already difficult and it was already borderline becoming unattainable and unsustainable. And then we got this administration. Girl, I hope I get to see BM again. I hate being broke. I hate it. I hate it. Hi. I want to continue on with the politics of K-pop. I have so many different things that are kind of going through my mind, and I kind of want to brain dump right now. I was thinking about how that article came out about K-pop being such a global export and not really being very popular or very consumed in actual Korea, and how US is one of those places that are mainly consuming it.
So there was recently an article published about how there's a K-pop paradox and why some acts find global success but find a disconnect back home, talking specifically about ATEEZ and Stray Kids, how they became one of the first groups unaffiliated with the Big Four to top the Billboard 200 chart. They became the first boy group to perform at Coachella. Yet domestically, they're hardly ever mentioned. Stray Kids as well. They've gotten 6 consecutive Billboard 200 #1 albums, yet most of their streams also come from Indonesia, Japan, Chile, Brazil, and Malaysia, not Korea. And K-pop does thrive globally. Are you paying attention, companies? FML and 5 Star were ranking first and second in the global album sales. On the global artist chart, 17, Stray Kids, TXT, and New Jeans all placed in the top 10, but that did not match the domestic market. Korea is now the 4th largest consumer of K-pop, trailing Japan, the US, and Indonesia. And actually, it comes back down to 3rd gen and how BTS went super mega viral Western side. And in Korea, there was Blackpink, Twice, EXO, and 17, and also all the produce competitions. And then as everything grew massively global, everything shrunk locally. And it has to do with charts and all of that, and platforms, and how they don't trust K-pop, especially with all the produce stuff. And the industry shifting to start caring about the actual established fans that are there most of the time instead of actually trying to bring in new fans, which did help. And as a fandom-centric business model, however, I think that's part of the problem, because as they state here, they're prioritizing retaining and strengthening existing fan bases over attracting casual listeners, and songs are designed to reinforce a group's identity rather than appeal to the masses, which can work. However, if you're only focused on the fans that currently exist at the moment, that is going to embolden them to start misbehaving in your name, to start alienating new fans, to start acting superior to anybody who's even curious about the group, saying we don't want you, and doesn't give these groups the opportunity to experiment. And how globally things are stadium tours, but domestically it's all fan service. There are music countdown shows, tons of fan signs, tons of opportunities to meet with them. And that changes the way they promote them, which, as you can see here, some groups don't have a disconnect, like aespa, IVE, 17, New Jeans, because K-pop is in fact driven by its international market. And if you notice, these groups tend to actually give shit more about their fans, whilst also frequently holding them accountable, especially with 17. As a carrot, I can tell you, I have literally heard these boys tell the fans, do not stalk me! And it works. They still love them. And it ends talking about how the industry needs to realize that if it wants to have a global force, it needs to find a balance between domestic recognition and international acclaim, which is very true. And the way to do that is to start holding fans accountable, wanting to actually get new fans, and telling the current existing fans that they cannot have a superiority complex and start treating everybody else like shit. That is what needs to happen. If you care about maintaining your actual fans, you need to start actually holding them accountable when they misbehave. Because even the existing fans are going to get turned off by the fans who think that they're better than everybody else. Also, one of the reasons that Stray Kids and ATEEZ are so popular internationally is because they're very openly supportive of the queer community. I don't know if that translates to why they're not as supported locally, domestically. However, I can tell you that that makes a huge difference as to why they are, in fact, incredibly supported internationally. Not that other groups aren't supportive, but Stray Kids and ATEEZ are so very open about it.
So I was thinking about, obviously, the economy, the recession/depression that we are ushering in with this new administration. I was thinking about how all of the visas are being delayed and a lot of K-pop concerts are being canceled. Card's concert was just canceled. It was hosted by Connections, which I really do love. Connections. It's a Black and Latinx owned, woman-owned touring company, and I have went to one of their concerts before. I saw BM at a 27 Up concert in Georgia at the Eastern. I had an amazing time. The staff, the crew, everything they're amazing, but the visa delays caused the concert to be canceled 2 days before the concert. So think about those people who booked flights, hotels, oh my God, took off work, etc. I feel so bad for them. I feel so bad for them. You've waited for months for this, and it gets canceled 2 days before. It's heartbreaking, and it was making me think about how visas have already gone up in price exponentially, and also how the firing of all of these federal workers will cause even more delays, even more visa issues in the future.
And to the K-pop fans who believe that politics don't play into the K-pop community or the industry itself, well, here's your first warning sign of what is to possibly come over these next 4 years. Now, in case you missed this announcement yesterday, KARD has had to officially cancel their entire North American tour due to the fact of artists' working visas not coming in on time, as well as their staff visas not arriving on time as well. Now, this tour, or at least the segment of the North America tour, was already postponed once due to the fact that they had not received their visas yet. And even though KARD and Connected, their touring management, managed to submit in their forms in a very timely manner with plenty of time for them to process in the visas, the United States did not give them the entertainment visas needed to come perform. Now, I'm not here to scare anyone, but this is the harsh reality of what the next 4 years could possibly look like and the struggles that the K-pop industry and community will be having to deal with. And it's real unfortunate that a lot of these small K-pop labels out of South Korea, Japan, places like that, they will see real suffering when it comes to being able to obtain these visas due to the fact that they are also a smaller company. On top of all that, unfortunately, we will also have to deal with tariffs that will be increasing the prices of our albums, merchandise, ticket sales, anything you can think of K-pop wise that is being imported will be more expensive over these next 4 years. And I'm just going to end this video by saying, K-pop fans, buckle up. This next 4 years, they're about to be rough. And also, please go out and vote.
I was just thinking about how politics is affecting K-pop in so many different ways, music in so many different ways. People were talking about how Doechie's producer, he found out that he won a Grammy while he was delivering Amazon packages.
Doechie's producer learned that he won a Grammy while driving his Amazon truck, which is entirely reflective of the state of the music industry and just goes to show how little artists are paid while the executives rake in all the profits. Rapper Doechie won Best Rap Album for her mixtape Alligator Bites Don't Heal at the 67th Grammy Awards, where she is the third female rapper to ever win the award. Joey Hamhawk, whose real name is Spencer Galanka, found out that he won the award from a phone call while he was on a break from his deliveries. He said that soon he had 150 texts and DMs and a bunch of people calling him to congratulate him. He told the Daily Californian, which is the newspaper of his alma mater, UC Berkeley. He then filmed a TikTok celebrating that night from his delivery truck. And this success story is very touching. I can't think of somebody who deserves the recognition more than somebody like Joey, but this speaks to how dire the state of the music industry is and our economy as a whole. Chappell Roan received backlash when she tried to bring light to all the people in the music industry like Joey Hamhawk who don't make a living wage and are often overlooked. So predictably, music executive and journalist Jeff Rabon wrote a ridiculous op-ed in the Hollywood Reporter in which he characterized Roan as being an entitled carpetbagger who had not yet paid enough dues to criticize the industry. Oh, brother. This barely coherent article runs defense for a broken system. I assume because he probably feels personally called out for being part of a machine that doesn't provide for the artists and musicians that actually provide all the value to the companies. UMG has received a significant boost in revenue from artists like Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan, so maybe you should listen to them when they say that you should pay your workers more. Beyond record labels, Live Nation Ticketmaster has a complete monopoly over the music industry, which has resulted in ticket prices launching sky high over the past few years while musicians, artists, and venues are making less and less. It used to kind of be the case where bands and artists would make money on the road touring, but unless you're a humongous artist like Taylor Swift, you can't even make money doing that anymore. You have to make it through merch sales or something else. While Live Nation made out with $22.7 billion in profits in 2023. And not to mention that Spotify has a long history of paying their artists peanuts while they boast record profits. So it always comes down to the question, why should a couple executives at the top rake in all the profits from the backs of musicians and artists who make all the music? While these executives enjoy cushy seats at the Grammys, the guy who actually produced the music was delivering packages.
And you're thinking about for these artists, they're going to have to pay more and more in visas, wait longer and longer for them to be approved, and how it's already difficult with their scheduling, especially for a boy group, because they always have this military service kind of hanging over them and feeling like they're on such time limits and time constraints, right? So they want to be out touring as much as possible. But all of these like visa delays and costs on the rise and inflation, and we already couldn't barely afford the tickets already, and now they're going to be even more expensive, right? And then I was like, dang. And you know what? The tariffs are coming back this month. Remember, he only put like a 30-day hold on them. So I've been telling the photo card girlies, the collectors, girl, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. Y'all didn't believe me on my Instagram. Y'all, oh, we are deep fried. We are deep fried. Listen, not only from a tariff point of view and the de minimis aspect being removed or whatnot, take that aside. They're trying to gut the post office. You're going to be paying so much more. You're going to be dealing with so much more delays on packages, so much more lost mail. I think they were talking about getting rid of or it's increasing the price of stamps, or if they're just trying to move the post office to the private sector, then there's going to be so many places that won't have access, because since it was like a government ran organization, they had to go everywhere, every little town, every little whatever. But if it's put to the private sector, those small places won't be prioritized, or it's just going to be really, really expensive to get your packages or take a much longer time. Yeah, I don't really have the answers or anything like that. I'm just realizing as I'm constantly thinking about politics against my will. But yeah, before you say I'm just trying to fearmonger and I'm just trying to upset you and you don't want to think about politics whenever you're thinking about K-pop, I mean, you don't have to think about politics, but it's still going to affect you in so many ways, even in your leisure time, even whenever it comes down to your hobbies. I would rather you know why that $10 photo card is going to be $30 right now up front, so you can make serious decisions about what is saving for a concert ticket going to look like now. What is investing in a collection going to look like now? We're going to see a huge drawback of K-pop content creators and things like that. We're going to see a huge reduction in the amount of K-pop concerts here. There was this really great creator from Puerto Rico that really, really got into this and broke it down and was talking about how month after month there was always a K-pop concert, but now there's none being announced, and if anything, all of them are being canceled, and she's genuinely concerned. And me too, girl. Me too.
Sometimes I hate being right. I made a video last year saying how the visas were going to start causing issues for K-pop concerts for 2025. Cards North America tour has been canceled because of visa issues. You know what? Insert the clip.
All those concerts that you go to are probably going to get more expensive, right? All those Asian artists that you guys love seeing, the visas already got very expensive for next year. If they get even more expensive, that means less K-pop concerts.
Like, everybody was so happy in Puerto Rico because we were getting a K-pop concert every single month in 2024. I think there was only 1 month when we didn't get one. And I was like, oh, I hope you guys enjoy this because it's not going to happen in 2025. And I was right, because the only concert we've had so far in 2025 was Card's Latin America leg of the tour in January here in Puerto Rico. We were supposed to have the Ghost 9 concert. It got canceled. There has been no other K-pop concert announcement for Puerto Rico, and it's already almost March. And I heard from a friend that there was a couple of concerts that were going to come, and because of visa issues, they have been canceled. They didn't even get to the announcement part of they didn't even get to the announcement part. So I told you guys, sometimes I hate being right, but I knew this was going to cause issues. And I'm so upset because I was going to fly out to this Miami show. I'm not upset with Connect Entertainment. It's not their fault. I'm not upset with Card. I'm upset with this entire situation. I'm still flying out to Miami, but now I don't have a concert to go to. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but that's my rant of the day.
These are my opinions and my fears, you know. And also, I'm going to put some other creators in here that I really appreciate their insight and value and respect their thought processes. But yeah, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Especially as we're looking around and we're seeing so many groups disband. If you are not successful in 2 or 1 year, are y'all going to be able to continue to sustain yourself? Like, are we going to continue to see fresh new groups? There's no space for a mid-tier, not mid in quality, but like, like smaller performing groups or small groups or small companies getting to tour as much as visas and other issues will affect them. I was even thinking about the Target boycott, and I was like, oh my God, the few times that I've ever really gone into Target, it was for K-pop, and nobody's really feeling Target right now as they pulled back all their diversity, inclusion, and accessibility measures. So it's like, oh wow. All of these things are very, 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 very connected. People are gonna gaslight you. Oh, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to make politics my personality or anything like that, but it is very important to stay aware of the world around you because these things do affect you. And I'm like focusing on saving. I worked on getting my passport and passport ID. I was like, what actionable steps can I be doing? Like having more groceries on hand, cutting back on my spending on photo cards and things. Like, what can I do to be better prepared in this changing landscape? So yeah, please let me know how your concert fund is going. Do you have anything planned? Do you have any orders on the way that could be caught up whenever they put the tariff thing back on? Like, what do you have going on right now? What is your plans? How are we moving forward? Are you in a no buy as well? Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope I get to see BM again. I hate being broke. I really do. I do miss constantly window shopping for K-pop stuff. I've been doing better. I did buy 2 Jaehyun lucky draws that I've had my eyes on for the longest. I've been waiting for the price to fall. The price was not falling. I'm really doing a much better job of being conservative with my spending. Now, again, why I would kick a K-pop habit and then start playing Love in Deep Space. Now that's problematic. We'll unpack that later. I'm nervous. And I want groups to continue to thrive. And I think about how our Billboard influence and how our concert tickets and our buying of albums has created so many more opportunities for the groups and the artists that we love. And it is going to be hard as I can't support in that same way anymore because I'm obviously very passionate and I love doing that. I love going to concerts. I love making my own merch. I love collecting photo cards and all these different things that I feel like are slowly being like picked away from me in so many ways. Or it was already a luxury and it was already difficult and it was already borderline becoming unattainable and unsustainable. And then we got this administration. Sucks. Okay, thank you for watching.